What's up, everybody? My name's Chance, and today we're going to be diving into the best of the best of the best with the Sultai decks, or I guess with the Sultai cards. Basically, I took every card that I looked at in Sultai and was like, what's the best? And I threw it into the deck, and then I added some cards that I really wanted to play because I really enjoy Garruk, and I'm enjoying the Harbinger right now, just playing mono green and stuff like that. So I wanted to see if I made a Sultai deck and I just threw in the best cards it has, how well will it fare, right? So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I guess we'll see together, right? So first off, we have 4 copies of Gilded Goose. This is going to be a flying 0/2, gains you mana, creates food, allows you to stay healthy. It's a golden goose. What's not to love? 3 mana for a Fae of Wishes, 1/4. Main thing here is going to allow you to go over here into the sideboard where you can get your Sleeps, your Peer into the Abyss, your Teferi's Tutelage, all that good stuff. You can put Yugens over there if you want to play Yugen. I'm on a little bit of a Yugen strike right now. We're not going to talk about it, alright? Him and I are separate, or she and I. I'm not quite sure what Yugen is. Anyways, we're separate. So, play what you want to play what you feel like will help you counter your opponent's stuff, or, allow you to win harder, right? Anything along those lines is generally what you're going for. Of course, there's going to be a best of the best list for this as well. But for the most part, you want to make sure that you have some way of tapping all your opponent's stuff, right? So Sleep is really, really good. I do recommend Sleep. You want to have some counter magic. Neutralize is good. You want to have some Soul God Lanterns for sure. Unsummon is really good because enchantment decks are generally out there doing their stuff, wrecking shit and whatnot. I have Shark Typhoon because if you pull it out and you're like, ooh, this would be fun to cast, and then you don't get to cast it because it goes back to your opponent's turn, and somehow they just mess up your entire side of the board, you can now use it for cycling, and it's not, too big of a loss. But yeah, things like Peer into the Abyss and Teferi's Tutelage, that's me wanting to do a combo, right? That's me saying, hey, look, I found a way to do my combo in this deck too. Anyways, back to the main board. Heroic Intervention, gonna protect your stuff. I only have it in here as a 1/of. It's a really good card, but I hate drawing 2 copies of it. We can all be real. You hate having 2 copies of Heroic Intervention in your hand and being like, do I really want to cast it? At least me. I'm always skeptical. Anyway, Scavenging Ooze, 2 mana for a 2/2. Exile target card from a graveyard. Helps you deal with cycling and Euros and all that stuff in your main board, so you don't have to get to the Soul God Lantern, but if you do, great. 3 copies of Lucky Clover because we are playing adventure spells, because they are some of the best cards out now, and maybe for, continuing. Anyways, Brazen Borrower, we have a 3/1, return target non-land permanent to an opponent's hand or whatever. It's really good. It's really good. Neutralize, counter magic, Lovestruck Beast. A lot of these cards we've seen across other decks, alright? So that's not what we're focusing on. We're focusing on things like Garruk's Harbinger, right? This is 4/3 hexproof from black, so those mono black, the Orzhov, the Sultai decks, the mirror matches that you're going up against. This card's going to be fantastic. It's going to dodge the targeted removal, not the board wipes, but it is what it is. Anyways, Extinction Event is some great... I just skipped over this one. We all know Hero, right? Extinction Event is a great way of using some board clear, right? It actually goes around Heroic Intervention, and so does Yugen, which is why Heroic Intervention is it's good, but the things that people run, the only big board wipes right now currently in Standard are kind of exile-y, right? So Extinction Event, choose odd or even, then exile all creatures with that converted mana cost. You will exile your own stuff, so, try to dodge that if you can. Garruk Unleashed, as I mentioned, you can grab this out with Garruk's Harbinger. Whenever this does combat damage, you can look at the top. How many cards? Look at that many. I guess however much damage, because it just says whenever you deal damage. It doesn't say whenever you deal damage. I guess that makes sense. Anyways, so you're looking at the top 4, right? Or I guess however much damage it's dealing. So if you could increase the damage with Garruk Unleashed, then you could look at the top 7, which is pretty good. Anyways, it allows you to get a Garruk, or it allows you to get a creature out, so that's why I have the Garruks in the main board instead of throwing them all in the sideboard. But, realistically, they're pretty good. You get the 3/3 Green Beast token if you're behind on creatures, which is a solid body, and then the +3/+3 if you're ahead. Throwing that on something like Questing Beast or a Euro is just... it's just crazy. Questing Beast, we've all seen, we know it, we love it. Vigilance, Death Touch, Haste, 4/4, can't be blocked by creatures 2 or less, and deals this damage to the face, to the Planeswalkers as well, and all that good stuff. Garruk Cursed Huntsman is the bigger one, the Well, I won't say he's badder. He's just more zoomed in. Okay. Create 2/2 black-green wolves, and whenever they die, you actually get to put a loyalty counter on each Garruk you control. So it's a really awesome way of getting the emblem for this Garruk, but it's also a great way of getting the emblem for this Garruk, which allows you to dive into your library, find a creature card and put it onto the battlefield, and then, you know, this one is giving your creatures +3/+3, and you're picking things out like a questing beast or a Euro or Lovestruck, right? Things get kind of crazy. And then last but not least, we have Beanstalk Giant that allows you to ramp up as well as get another big old creature down, and of course with Garruk Unleashed you give it trample and so on and so forth. Over here on the sideboard, Demonic Embrace helps you go up in the skies instead of adding trample. I decided, hey, let's try something different, because yes, you can throw Garruk's Uprising, that's what it's called. Sorry, there's like thousands of cards I'm trying to think of. Garruk's Uprising is a 3-mana enchantment card in green. It allows you to draw cards. I think it's really awesome. Honestly, you could probably even play it in the main board. That's how great it is. It just didn't make the cut for my main board or my sideboard, but it is a really good card, so I figured it deserves an honorable mention. It's really cheap. Throw it in here if you don't have some of the rares or, you know, mythics or whatever. So all that being said and out of the way, that's going to pretty much do it for the deck tech breakdown. Now, I do want to remind everybody we have Zendikar Rising coming out on Wednesday. We're going to be doing the streamer pre-release. That's, you know, shout out to Wizards, whatever. Thanks for the account as always. That's super cool. If you guys and girls over there, it's, you know, I always enjoy playing in the pre-release because you always get to see the here's and there's, the everywheres, right? Because everybody's trying new stuff. We're all trying to throw in new cards, even though they don't make sense sometimes. So it's a very fun event. I do encourage you to hop over there and join in. Now on Monday, we'll be doing a special pre-brew stream for that event, and we're going to be brewing up the decks that we'll be playing in the event, so you'll get to see sort of a precursor as to what's coming. So I encourage you to hop over to Twitch, toss a follow, all that great stuff. If you're enjoying the content here on YouTube, smash that subscribe button, and then the bell that pops out afterwards, that's basically like tier 2 subscribe or something. I don't know. YouTube wants you to click it so you can actually get notifications from my channel, because they think if you click subscribe normally, you don't want it. It's like a 2-part question, like, subscribe, really? Yes. Yeah, that kind of thing. Anyways, on into the matches. Stasis Orb. Freeze me, eh? That's your plan? To freeze me? I don't really like the sand either. We need more lands. I don't like having the Castle Vantress and 0 blue land. Yikes. But we do have the Euro and Brazen, so we could actually make this work. What am I tossing? The Heroic? Probably. Probably. I am going to go for the Temple first. See, no, okay. I'm glad I did too, because that Questing Beast, we really didn't want it. Opponent's playing Teamer, probably Teamer Adventures if I had a good guess about it, which means they'll save the 2 mana for a Bone Crusher in case I get something. No, going straight for the Lovestruck. Alright, well, I think it's in my best interest to go ahead and get the castle down, so that way next turn I can play the Brazen no matter what. If I happen to get the Euro down, cool beans, but we got a little bit of a rough land draw here, so I assume Lovestruck is the thing that's popping down. Indeed. Well, we did hit an extra land there. Huh. So I could go for a Euro, but we're going to take the 5 from Lovestruck. We ramp up to 4. 4 doesn't turn anything online for us. Let me let them know that I'm thinking. You know, honestly, I think we just go for the Scry, bounce with Brazen. We'll be alright. Scavenging Ooze. They're playing a Teamer Adventure deck. I don't think Scavenging Ooze does too much work against those, so yeah, we'll bottom it. And then we'll save for the Brazen, right? So they swing all in. We go to bounce the Lovestruck. I guess they could have had a Ranger's Guile or Heroic Intervention there, but I doubt this early you're going to blow your protection, right? Anyways, we'll be up to 4 mana on our next turn. We can get Garruk's Harbinger down, but it doesn't quite compete with the Lovestruck Beast. A Garruk Unleashed. Now I could throw that down, -1, get a 3/3, but Lovestruck Beast is gonna smash. If I go for the Garruk's Harbinger, we're only left with 1 mana. Euro does gain us life, but doesn't guarantee us anything else outside of that. Brazen Borrower is instant speed, but can only block in the air. So that's all of our options. If I'm -1 on the Garruk, it will die, or the 3/3 will die. So essentially, it's pointless. So I say we get the Harbinger down now, and then come next turn, we can throw down Unleashed, get the 3/3 Beast, and have a decent little line of which we can double block the Lovestruck, right? We need to be seeing more lands, though, honestly. I thought I put 26 in the deck, though I could be wrong. Death Cause 13. What's up with the hype and the Doritos chip? Alright, Stasis Orb, what do you got for me? Swing it all in. I like it. Now, if I block here with the Harbinger, they guarantee Bone Crusher Giant my Harbinger, so we just gotta take it. Take it on the chin. Have 1 mon. Cool, cool. That's actually a really good card with Lovestruck Beast. So they're just kind of hitting their stuff here. That's okay. Teamer Adventures is one of the best decks out there, so if they're popping, we need to also be popping, otherwise it's going to be a little scary. Now, I could go ahead and go for a Euro here. Hope for a land. I think that's our best course of action. I know Garruk and all that, cool beans, whatever, but if we can hit a land here, we can hit a Neutralize or a Brazen. Ah, not the kind of land we wanted, huh? There's a Brazen, though. Can't quite get to it here. We can get to it next turn. I mean, I can cycle the Neutralize to draw it. If I swing in, we do get to go ahead and hit the Borrower into our hand, so that's good, right? Unless, of course, they have a Borrower ready for our Harbinger. Fuck! Y'all know how bad going second sucks? Because you really, you have to get up underneath your opponent or it's gonna be a fucking nightmare. Down to 7. Woohoo! And they are going to play Borrower come our turn. We have to remember that. So they're only probably going to spend 3 mana on their turn here, which could just equate to a Bone Crusher Giant coming down. No, an Edge Wall. Oh, man. Do I cycle to put that Borrower in my hand and hope that I hit something else off the back of it? Borrower is taking out Lovestruck. But we have Extinction Event as well. I think Neutralize. Yeah, we're cycling. Damn it. We were looking for Extinction Event. It didn't happen. We had to land, whatever. So we are at 7. 2 on the Beast to bounce him, so we're at 5. Can't put a Harbinger back down. Put a Harbinger bounce, I have 2 mana left. Put a Garruk bounce, I have 1 mana left. Alright, going for the Harbinger because it's an actual body that's going to stick. And then we'll bounce with Borrower. The unfortunate thing is they're also going to have a Borrower coming down, which means if I don't block that, we're still at risk of 6 damage. Classy. Now, risky thing here, obviously if the Bone Crusher, they can just kill our Brazen, but this removes the Brazen Borrower of theirs, so we ended up taking less damage here. And now we can still bounce with the Borrower come our turn, but things are voice crack. Things are looking a bit hairy for us for sure. But they did get a Lovestruck Beast, right? Like, fuck. Our best course of action is to get this Euro down ASAP, and we haven't really been able to feel our graveyard. Maybe we play something like a Mire Triton, right? Alright, so... And the shitty thing is we have 2 green sources, and that's it. Alright, well. It's because we hit two Vantresses and 2 islands. The odds of that, they can't be that high, right? So we're dead to Bone Crusher, we're dead to Brazen. We're dead to a lot. Almost any spell that they could potentially have, we're dead to. Not super happy about it, but it is what it is. Right, because if they remove the Goose before they attack, then they'll survive. They're not. Ooh, actually we can't do that. Because we can't target the Bone Crusher, we'll lose. Sticking around. Barely. But we are. Give me that Extinction Event, please. Please, game. Extinction Event is all I really need. That's not true. I would need Extinction Event and then one hell of a comeback. Tormod's Crypt? Yeah. Slam it down. Slam it down. Well, that's our comeback option, I guess. Just gone. Out the window. I wish I had 4 copies of Extinction Event. That would really help in a game like this, eh? Oh man, Fae of Wishes. Wishing I had me some better cards. Look how many green sources they got. How do you do that, bro? Bruh. Alright, so it's what? Extinction Event or Bust? Okay. That would be the or bust option. Dr. Taco. Or Taco. I'm gonna say Taco though. Dr. Taco. I like it. Opponent gets to go first, and we're kind of hurting on land here. I'm actually gonna take the mulligan. I don't really like this either, but we do have the Beanstalk Giant, so I think we just put the Borrower back, given we have 0 mana to interact with it. Go for a turn 1 Lovestruck. You know that Neutralize isn't that bad either, because we can cycle it, so it's okay. Gruul aggro, they say. Gruul aggro, eh? If that's the case, do I go ahead and initiate my early blockers? Because we don't have a turn to play. So we're going down to 16. I don't have any immediate life gain, but then we will have the 5/5, but surely they'll have some kind of removal for the 5/5. I think we go ahead and block. I think we preemptively set up ourselves to not hurt in the future. And we will cycle this Neutralize away here, by the way. That's our turn 2 play. I lied. I said we didn't have a turn 2 play. We do. Temple of Deceit. Interesting. That does allow us to hit 4, but so does Beanstalk. But I think instead we really need this Lovestruck down defending. Beanstalk would mean Questing Beast, but honestly I think we just need the body on the board right now. But Temple of Deceit does give us access into blue mana, which is our Fae of Wishes, so that's nice. Opponent did nothing. No lands, no creatures. They just passed it right back to us. I'll take another land. I will never say no to a land. With Beanstalk, we're probably going to grab out green mana here. Although, should have waited on that Temple of Deceit. That's a huge misplay on my part. The scry is really important, and I just botched it. Botched it good. But we'll go ahead and get down the Goose. We'll ramp up. We are at 5/6 mana currently, so that's an Extinction Event plus... Okay, so that's what they were doing. Wildborn Preserver. Oh, Dr. Taco, they've seen enough. Wallface RLJ. Wallface, I like that. Man, you look like you got a fucking wall face. Alright. You know what? Yeah, give me 2 Lovestruck Beast. I'm feeling the love. Temple of Epiphany. I don't see that one too often. Hopefully it's not one of those is it go quick, kill you fast kind of decks. Extinction Event. Hey, if it is one of those is it go fast, kill you fast, what, you know what I'm saying, kind of decks, Extinction Event is the way to deal with it, because just exile that shit. No, Teamer. What do y'all think? Teamer Adventures? Let's have a gander if it's Teamer Adventures. No way, Jose, it's Teamer Adventures, alright. That silly goose of a deck again. It's not even meta. It's so non-meta. So half of me says play the Ooze, because if it is Teamer Adventures, whatever. The other half says play the other 1/1 for the Lovestruck. I think I play the Ooze. And we'll get in for the Sweet Blissful 1 damage. No, I want you over here and I want Faye over there. Euro. Ooze lives. Why would you play a Euro into an Ooze? Do you have... No. What? Yes, I will force my opponent to spend 1 mana. Okay. Whatever you say, Wallface. Whatever you say. They've got some next level plays going on here for sure. There's no way that was an accident. They would have said oops or something. They knew what they were doing. It's calculated. I'm telling you, Wallface He's about to come back and mess me up something nice. I got faith. Lucky Clover. I mean, that's a great way to start. It's a great way to start, Chief. Ugh, and fucking beanstalk. Ah! We have Lucky Clover in our deck too. We just, the only time we've seen it so far has been late game. We actually have a lot of the same things as Teamer Adventures. We just only see our Fae of Wishes for some reason. We've seen Fae of Wishes every single... So they definitely have a Brazen, right? Good old Brazen Borrower. Which means we'll probably neutralize that thing, right? Neutralize the Brazen. So let's go for the swing in, eh? Let's get them. Smack them around a little bit. Now, hopefully, they do. They do indeed. So you resolve this because it allows that to happen. And then you neutralize. That way they don't make their second one also copy your ooze, right? So let them choose with the second one. That way you can counter the first and your main creature can stay. That's how you want to do that. Boop. And we can exile if we want to. Probably will. Probably. Fucking speak English. Probably will exile their Brazen Borrower. Not that it does too much. Escape to the Wilds. I see a Lovestruck. I see another Lucky Clover. I see a lot of lands. So they could play the Fabled. Oh, well, okay. They hadn't played a land at all this turn, had they? Ah, I see. I see. Escape to the Wilds is pretty good. Pretty good if you're behind and you have the mana to get back ahead, you know? And pretty great at slamming it home if you are ahead. So we'll see what our wonderful foe does. They're not going to use the Lovestruck Beast. That's interesting. That means that they have either a Brazen or a Bone Crusher, right? That's what that's got to be. Another land. Do I want to go to 6? I mean, I want to hit my Fae of Wishes and get that going, I guess. Yeah, an extra land wouldn't hurt, actually. And then here, we're just swinging in, right? We're not going for the questing, because if they have Brazen, they just get to bounce it. If they have Bone Crusher, they'll kill it. They didn't have anything? What? Alright, well, we're going to use our Fae of Wishes here. About to be up to 6 mana. This is one of the decks that I could actually run Teferi's Tutelage against and maybe just kill him with that. Sleep's not bad. Unsummon's not bad. Another Neutralize. The Great Hinge wouldn't be bad. Oh, wait a minute. Whirlwind Denial is really good. Yeah, let's start stacking these Whirlwind Denials up, actually. 3 mana, we can counter all of their Lucky Clover stuff and their, what's it called, unless they pay 4 for each. That's decent. And we still have Extinction Event to clear the board. Alright, their turn. Too bad I couldn't have a Whirlwind Denial up for this. Why would you grab Embercleave? You don't have any creatures down. They just grab some of this, some of that. I mean, they can get the Lovestruck Beast down, but they're not. They're going for another escape to the wilds. That's so crazy to me. So crazy. Alrighty. I mean, we can Questing Beast in here, but we won't have the mana for the Whirlwind. But if we Questing Beast, we're taking them down to 5, but they're turning around and using Yugen on us, right? I could throw down Fae of Wishes, discard 2 cards, and bounce it back. Don't much like that either. They can't cast Yugen. Yeah. They will be able to after this, but my Whirlwind Denial actually kept them from casting Yugen there, so I could have played Questing. Which means they could have been down to 1. That really sucks, actually. If I had played Questing... Oh, no, because if I had played Questing, I wouldn't have enough for Whirlwind, right? Fuck. Alright. We're not Whirlwind denying a Beanstalk Giant. It's not worth it. Well, might be actually. It's thinning the hell out of their deck. We'll see. Luckily, a lot of these, I mean, we can Whirlwind Denial that. Do we want to spend our Whirlwind Denial on that, though? Keeps our Ooze alive. I think it's fun. How am I still on 6 lands? I have 26 in the deck, right? Oh, goodness gracious me alive. Interesting. Interesting. So here's the thing, if I swing in with my questing beast, they can actually take the hit and be fine. And we still don't have the mana for Whirlwind Denial because we're still on 6 lands. Should have swung at the Yugen, huh?
You act without
wisdom. I think we lose here. I don't know if they see the play. Wait, they just drew a fucking Ember Cleave. Of course we lose here. Ugh.